to another video. So today we're going to be going into everything we know about the Goa'uld system lord APOPHIS. But before we begin, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the Sith Citadel Discord, link is in the description, and become a join member if you wish to support the channel. Otherwise, let's jump straight into it. So, in the aftermath of the original movie, following the death of Ra, APOPHIS' power increased significantly during 1997, along with the knowledge of his existence. In order to find a new host to his mate, he used the Stargate on Chulak to search various planets for appropriate females, including Earth and Abydos. APOPHIS arrived on Earth before the Stargate was set to be buried and kidnapped female United States Air Force Senior Airman Carol Westerings. Despite resistance by other airmen, he was not stopped and was able to return to Chulak. He later arrived at Abydos, while Colonel Jack O'Neill's team was present and kidnapped Shara and Skara. With his job done, he had his mate, a symbiote, and check the females and kill them if they weren't adequate. APOPHIS killed Westerings, but accepted Shara as his new mate. Arriving at a village in Chulak, he revealed the implanted Shara to a group of individuals, which included SG1. APOPHIS ordered SG1 taken prisoner, and they were thrown into a large cell with the other prisoners. He returned to the cell and ordered his Jaffa servants to locate children to select the children of the gods. Once the children were selected, APOPHIS ordered the other prisoners executed and promptly left to go to the Stargate. The execution was foiled by O'Neill and APOPHIS' first prime, Teal'c, and they, along with the rest of SG1 and the refugees, attempted to stop APOPHIS from leaving with Skara. Their attempts failed, and APOPHIS and his group of unknown people left the planet. In revenge for the actions of SG1 and SG2, APOPHIS had a number of his Jaffa attempt to invade Stargate Command. However, his attempts were faltered by the SGC's Stargate Iris. APOPHIS eventually stopped his assault after a number of attempted invasions. Continuing his search for the seemingly cloakable Fenri on a planet occupied by the Nox, APOPHIS attempted to capture a Fenri, with 3 other Jaffa guards, including Shackle. At the same time, SG1 was investigating the creature in hopes of obtaining its cloaking ability. APOPHIS encountered SG1 who had ambushed him, but he was able to activate his personal force shield within his hand device before he could be stunned. Using one of his guard's staff weapons, he was able to kill all members of SG1 except for Teal'c. The Nox took SG1 along with the injured Shackle and healed them. When Shackle escaped, he alerted APOPHIS to the incredible powers of the Nox, which prompted an attack. However, APOPHIS' attack was foiled by a revived SG1. Colonel Jack O'Neill was ready to stun APOPHIS, but before he could, the Nox transported APOPHIS through the Stargate. Because of the problems the Tari were causing the Goa'uld, APOPHIS, with his son Chlorel, took 2 Hawtalks in a campaign to conquer Earth. SG1, however, had already arrived on a Stargate being carried in Chlorel's mothership, and managed to rig the vessel to explode and incapacitate Chlorel. Braytak, APOPHIS' former first prime, also helped SG1 by directing Chlorel's mothership to move closer to APOPHIS and damaging the Peltax controls, unable to save his ship. APOPHIS and Chlorel ringed over to Chlorel's mothership and used the Stargate to escape, but the damage to APOPHIS was incalculable. Because of the loss of his 2 motherships and most of his serpent guards, APOPHIS' standing among the system lords was considerably weakened. APOPHIS attempted to take revenge on Teal'c by brainwashing his son Ryak with Nishta, and using him to infect Earth with a deadly plague through the Stargate. He also impregnated Shara, the host of Amunet, with the hopes of using the child as a future host. He hid Shara on her homeworld Abydos to keep the other system lords from discovering her. However, Dr. Jackson and Teal'c thwarted his efforts, feeding him misinformation that Harrower has taken the child. Within a year, APOPHIS' forces were nearly depleted, suffering losses to both Harrower and Sokar. Fleeing from Sokar's forces, APOPHIS demanded sanctuary among the Tari, at the very least hoping to kill the Tari from him. However, the Tari soon turned Apophis over to Sokar after his death. Sokar revived him with a sarcophagus and sent him to Natu. Apophis managed to assume the guise of Neonak, first prime of Bainar, Lord of Natu. However, at some point his face was horribly disfigured on one side, presumably from torture, and he took to wearing a sort of mask over that side after his escape. When SG1 and the Tok'ra Martuf arrived hoping to rescue Jacob Carter/Solmak, Apophis killed Bainar and incited a rebellion. He tortured SG1 trying to learn information to make Sokar spare his life, such as information about iris codes and how to contact the Asgard. While he greatly enjoyed torturing SG1, all he learned was that the Tok'ra were based on Entak. Planning to kill Sokar once he was in his presence, Apophis ringed aboard Sokar's mothership. However, Sokar had already conquered Entak, and there were no Tok'ra there. Sokar ordered Apophis to be killed, but soon Natu's core began to destabilize. Apophis killed Sokar's guards and managed to ring to Delmak, Sokar's homeworld. Sokar was killed when Natu's explosion destroyed his ship. There, he claimed that he had killed Sokar and took Sokar's forces for his own. Less than a year later, Stargate Command learned of Apophis' survival after he launched an attack on Chulak, searching for the Harcesis, and later launched an attack on Keb. He also built a new flagship, more powerful than the standard Hatak, and began to build new types of motherships. The latter was destroyed when SG1 sabotaged the construction facility. Apophis later came close to an alliance with Harrower, but the Tok'ra and SG1 were able to sabotage it, hoping to start a war between the two and decimating their power. However, Apophis had brought a cloaked fleet with him, and he was able to destroy Harrower's mothership, killing him, absorbing Harrower's forces into his own. Apophis at this point was easily the most powerful system lord within the Goa'uld Empire. With his fleet on the way back to attack the Tok'ra base on Vorash, Major Samantha Carter and Jacob Carter devised a bold trap. They intended to cause Vorash's sun to go supernova, hoping to destroy most of Apophis' fleet, and maybe even Apophis himself. The plan worked, but Apophis survived, capturing Teal'c in the process. Apophis' mothership and a Hatak that SG1 had acquired after they had killed Kronos was thrown into another galaxy, one which the Replicators were in. The Replicators destroyed Apophis' mothership, though Apophis was able to escape using a few Jaffa bodyguards and Teal'c, who had also been brainwashed into believing that he was his first prime. Apophis and his forces were able to take over the Hatak, but the Replicators had managed to sneak aboard. Apophis brought them into the Hatak. The Replicators took control, flying Delmak at incredible speeds up to 800 times the speed of light. Though SG1 and Jacob were able to escape, taking Teal'c with them, Apophis was trapped in the Peltak. SG1 was able to dismiss the sublight engine, causing an uncontrolled re-entry into Delmak. Apophis was killed in the crash. His death, following the death of Kronos a few days earlier, caused the System Lords to enter a war that the Tok'ra hoped would last for years. However, it helped Tanith and Zapakna become formidable players in the new order forged. Worse, it also accelerated events, which resulted in the return of Anubis. So what do you guys think of everything we know about Apophis? Please let me know in the comments down below. Have a great day or night wherever you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next video.